My neighbor Linda called me crying last year. Her golden retriever Biscuit had been limping for 3 months straight. 2 vet visits, one x-ray, and almost $800 later, they told her it was joint inflammation and handed her a prescription that cost another $60 a month. She was devastated, not just by the money, but by the guilt of watching her dog suffer and feeling like there was nothing she could do. Then a friend told her to try something she already had sitting in her kitchen cabinet. Within 3 weeks, Biscuit was running again. I'm not going to tell you which one it was yet, because I want you to hear all 20 of these foods first. Because what works for one dog might not be what your dog needs most right now. And by the time this video ends, you're going to look at your kitchen completely differently. Because somewhere in there, whether it's your fridge, your pantry, or your spice rack, there are foods that could genuinely change your dog's life. Most owners have no idea. And honestly, most vets won't bring it up unless you ask. So let's get into it. Before we start, I know there's a lot of noise out there about dog health. A lot of people online claiming things with zero proof behind them. So let me be upfront. Everything I'm sharing here is backed by actual veterinary research and published studies. I'll reference the sources as we go. These aren't folk remedies someone passed around on a Facebook group. This is real science that's been tested, confirmed, and in many cases, already used by veterinary nutritionists in clinical settings. Keep a pen nearby. You're going to want to write some of these down. Food number 1, eggs. Let's open with one that's sitting in almost every kitchen right now, and most owners have no idea what it's actually doing for their dog. Eggs are considered the gold standard of protein quality by veterinary nutritionists. Not chicken, not beef. Eggs. Because a single egg contains every essential amino acid a dog's muscles need to repair, grow, and stay strong. All in one shell. But here's the benefit most people miss entirely. Eggs are loaded with biotin, a B vitamin that directly controls coat health and hair growth. Coat looking dull, thin, or rough to the touch? One scrambled egg 3 times a week will visibly transform their coat within 30 days. Before you spend $40 on a supplement, start here. One critical warning: always cook them. Raw eggs contain a compound called avidin that blocks biotin absorption completely. It literally cancels out the benefit you're trying to get. Scrambled, boiled, poached, it doesn't matter. Just never raw. Food number 2, ginger. Does your dog dread the car? Do they pace and drool before vet visits? Or vomit seemingly out of nowhere with no obvious cause? Ginger is what you've been missing. Researchers at the Waltham Center for Pet Nutrition confirm that small doses of ginger dramatically reduce nausea and vomiting in dogs. Through the exact same mechanism it works in people. The active compounds, gingerols and shogalls, calm the stomach lining and reduce gut inflammation directly at the source. Grate a tiny amount of fresh ginger and mix it into your dog's food about 20 minutes before a car ride or stressful situation. Dosage matters here. 1/4 teaspoon for small dogs, 1/2 teaspoon maximum for large breeds. Going above that actually reverses the effect entirely and upsets the stomach. Instead of settling it, small dose, precise, real relief. Food number 3, turmeric. This is the one Linda used for Biscuit, and I want to explain exactly why it worked before we move on. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin. A 2014 study published in the Veterinary Journal found that curcumin performed comparably to certain pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory drugs in reducing joint pain in dogs without any of the side effects. That's not a small claim. That's peer-reviewed science. For dogs with arthritis, visible stiffness, or limping, especially older dogs who struggle to get up from lying down or hesitate before climbing stairs, mix an eighth to a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder into their food. Every single day, the part most people miss, add a tiny pinch of black pepper at the same time. The piperine in black pepper increases the body's absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. That number is not a typo. 2,000% more absorption from one pinch of pepper. Give it 2 to 3 weeks. Most owners see a real difference. Food number 4. Sweet potato as a multivitamin that comes straight out of the ground. No capsule, no powder, no price tag. One cooked sweet potato delivers vitamin A for vision and immune function, vitamin C for cellular repair, vitamin B6 for brain chemistry and nerve signaling, potassium for heart and muscle health, and dietary fiber for smooth digestion. 5 critical nutrients, 1 food. Dogs with frequently upset stomachs, weak immunity, or aging eyes benefit enormously from this. Added to their regular meals. Boil it or bake it. No butter, no salt, no seasoning of any kind. 2 to 3 tablespoons for a medium-sized dog, mixed right into their bowl. That's the whole protocol. Food number 5. Sardines. Picture this. You're walking through the grocery store. You pass the canned fish aisle. You probably don't even slow down, and every single time you do that, your dog loses out on something genuinely powerful. Sardines packed in water, not oil, not brine, just water, are one of the highest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids available to dogs anywhere. And omega-3s do 3 things that almost nothing else can replicate. First, they reduce systemic inflammation, the kind that quietly damages joints, organs, and skin from the inside without obvious symptoms, until the damage is already done. Second, they transform coat quality from the inside out. A study from Colorado State University found measurable improvement in coat thickness and shine in dogs receiving regular omega-3 supplementation within just 6 weeks. Third, they actively support brain development in puppies and maintain cognitive sharpness in adult dogs as they age. 1 small sardine, 2 to 3 times a week, under $2. Your dog will lose their mind over it. Food number 6. Bone broth. When a dog stops eating after surgery, illness, or trauma, bone broth solves that problem better than almost anything else. But healing a sick dog is only half of what bone broth does. It's rich in collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin, and glycine, compounds that rebuild joint cartilage, repair damage to the gut lining, and reduce inflammation across the entire body over time. How to make it: simmer beef or chicken bones for 20 to 24 hours in water, with a splash of apple cider vinegar. The acid pulls minerals and collagen directly from the bones. Strain it, let it cool, and pour over food or serve warm on its own. Food number 7. Pumpkin. Plain canned pumpkin. And I want to be specific here. Not pumpkin pie filling, not anything with added spices, sweeteners, or flavoring. Just pure 100% pumpkin is one of the most dependable natural remedies for digestive problems in dogs. And here's what makes it remarkable. It handles both diarrhea and constipation. The same food. That tells you something about how intelligently it works. The soluble fiber absorbs excess moisture in an overactive gut and firms things up. For a constipated dog, that same fiber draws water into the colon and gets movement happening again naturally. Beyond digestion, pumpkin is rich in beta-carotene, zinc, and vitamin C, providing quiet, ongoing support for immunity and skin health, even when the gut is perfectly fine. 1 to 4 tablespoons depending on your dog's size, mixed into food. This should be in every dog owner's pantry at all times. Food number 8. Plain Greek yogurt. Vets actually recommend this one when you bring it up. They just rarely bring it up on their own. Plain Greek yogurt, no artificial sweeteners, no added flavoring, absolutely no xylitol, which is toxic to dogs, is one of the richest natural sources of probiotics you can put in your dog's bowl. Here's why this matters more than most owners realize. Your dog's immune system is approximately 70% based in the gut, not in the blood, not in the organs. In the gut, when the bacterial balance there gets disrupted through stress, antibiotics, age, or poor diet, the symptoms show up everywhere. Air infections become recurring, digestion becomes unpredictable, mood changes, energy drops. Daily probiotics from plain Greek yogurt rebuild that balance from the inside out. 1 to 2 tablespoons mixed into food daily. That's it. Simple, cheap, and genuinely effective. Food number 9. Carrots. Here's one doing something for your dog that most owners are completely unaware of, even the ones who give carrots regularly. When your dog chews a raw carrot, the firm texture physically scrapes plaque and tartar off their teeth. It's mechanical cleaning, the same basic principle as a toothbrush. A study from the University of Edinburgh's Royal School of Veterinary Studies confirmed that dogs who regularly chewed raw vegetables showed significantly less dental disease over time compared to dogs that didn't. Beyond dental health, carrots are dense with beta-carotene, which your dog's body converts directly into vitamin A, supporting vision clarity, immune strength. 1 medium raw carrot daily as a treat or mixed into food. No prep needed. Most dogs love the crunch, far more than you'd expect. Food number 10. Oatmeal. If your dog has skin that itches constantly, flakes, goes red, or breaks out in rashes, and you've tried shampoos, changed their food, tried supplements, and nothing has stuck, you may have been looking for the fix in the wrong place. Plain cooked oatmeal contains compounds called avenanthramides, found almost nowhere else in nature, that directly reduce skin inflammation and soothe irritation, both from the inside when eaten and from the outside when applied directly to the skin. That's right, 2 ways to use the same food. Mix 2 to 3 tablespoons of plain cooked oatmeal into their food 3 times a week for internal skin support. And when a flare-up hits, make a paste with the cooked oatmeal, apply it directly to the irritated area, leave it on for 10 minutes, then rinse it off. Immediate relief. Veterinary dermatologists at NC State's College of Veterinary Medicine regularly recommend oatmeal-based treatments as a first-line response for dogs with chronic skin allergies. No sugar, no flavoring, no instant packets. Just plain oatmeal. Consistent results in 3 to 4 weeks. Food number 11. Kefir. You already know Greek yogurt rebuilds your dog's gut. Kefir does the same thing, but on a completely different scale. Where regular yogurt typically delivers 2 to 7 strains of beneficial bacteria, kefir contains up to 61 different strains. More diversity means broader coverage across the gut, stronger and more varied immune defense, and significantly faster recovery when something disrupts the system, whether that's a round of antibiotics, a stomach bug, or prolonged stress. A study in the Journal of Animal Physiology and Animal Nutrition found measurable improvement in dogs' gut microbiome diversity within just 14 days, alongside reduced inflammation and improved energy. Plain, unsweetened kefir only. No fruit flavors. Nothing added. 1 to 2 tablespoons for larger breeds. Most dogs take to the slightly tangy taste almost immediately. Food number 12, apple. Here's one that catches owners off guard, because most people are vaguely uncertain whether apples are even safe for dogs. They are. Apples provide vitamin C, vitamin A, and dietary fiber. And that fiber works as a prebiotic, feeding and sustaining the beneficial bacteria that the Greek yogurt and kefir from earlier help establish. These foods actually amplify each other when you use them together. The overlooked benefit: apples contain quercetin, a natural antihistamine compound. Dogs with seasonal allergies, the ones scratching constantly, rubbing their face on the carpet, dealing with watery eyes and sneezing fits, benefit from regular apple consumption because quercetin naturally suppresses the allergic response without any medication. One non-negotiable rule: remove the core and all seeds before giving apple to your dog. Apple seeds contain trace amounts of cyanide that accumulate in the body with repeated exposure. Just the flesh, sliced thin. 2 to 3 slices daily. Food number 13, chia seeds. Small size, enormous impact. Possibly the most underestimated food on this entire list. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds delivers more omega-3 fatty acids than most commercial fish oil supplements. It also provides calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and antioxidants, supporting bone density, joint repair, and cellular health in a way that builds steadily over time. But what makes chia seeds uniquely valuable for dogs is what happens when they hit water. They form a thick gel, and that gel slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and prevents the energy spike and crash pattern many dogs show after meals. For diabetic dogs, or dogs that go frantic right after eating, then crash completely an hour later, this is genuinely significant. Half a teaspoon for small dogs. Soak them in water for 10 minutes, first to form the gel, then mix into food. Do this daily. The benefits build quietly and consistently over time. Food number 14, banana. Think of banana as your dog's natural recovery drink in solid form. Bananas are rich in potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. After a hard play session or any intense activity, your dog's muscles deplete potassium fast, leading to soreness, cramping, and that heavy fatigue you can visibly see in them afterward. A few small pieces right after activity replenishes those electrolytes and speeds up recovery. The exact same reason human athletes reach for bananas after a workout. The vitamin B6 also directly supports serotonin production in your dog's brain, the chemical that regulates mood, calmness, and anxiety response. Dogs that get regular small amounts of banana over time show more stable emotional behavior and noticeably lower baseline anxiety. That's not a minor side benefit. 2 to 3 small slices after exercise or as a daily treat. Never a whole banana. The sugar content is too concentrated. Small pieces. Consistent use. Food number 15, coconut oil. Okay. This is the one the title was referring to, and I want to explain why it shocks people. When they hear the full picture, most owners who've heard of giving coconut oil to dogs think of it as a coat trick, a little shine, a little softness. And yes, it does that, but that's barely scratching the surface of what's actually happening. The medium-chain triglycerides in coconut oil, MCTs, are a form of fat the body converts directly into usable energy, without storing it as body fat first. For senior dogs with slowing metabolisms, or dogs recovering from illness who need an energy source that doesn't strain digestion, this is genuinely useful in a way that most foods can't replicate. But here's the part that shocks people. Those same MCTs have been directly linked in research on aging dogs to improved cognitive performance, reduced confusion, less disorientation, measurable slowing of the symptoms of cognitive dysfunction syndrome, which is essentially the canine equivalent of dementia. The brain runs more efficiently on MCT-derived energy than on glucose as dogs age. That's not opinion, that's neuroscience. And topically, a small amount rubbed onto dry, cracked paws or irritated skin provides both antimicrobial protection and deep moisturizing at the same time. Start with a quarter teaspoon for small dogs, half a teaspoon for larger breeds. Added directly to food. Build up gradually. Introducing too much too fast causes loose stools. Slow and steady here gets you all the benefits with none of the downsides. Food number 16, blueberries. These tiny things look almost too small to matter. But don't let the size fool you. A study out of the University of Alaska found that dogs who consumed blueberries regularly showed measurably better cognitive function, sharper memory, improved focus, and significantly slower mental decline as they aged. The reason is the anthocyanins, a specific type of antioxidant that crosses the blood-brain barrier and fights the cellular damage that drives aging in the brain. If your older dog seems foggy lately, slower to respond, less aware of their surroundings, or just not quite themselves, 4 to 5 blueberries a day can make a real difference within a few weeks. And those same antioxidants simultaneously strengthen the immune system, so you're getting brain protection and immune support from one fruit. Fresh or frozen, both work perfectly. No preparation needed. Just add them to the bowl. 3 more foods left after this next one. And the very last food on this list is one most owners only think of as a summer snack. But what it's actually doing for your dog's body year-round is something completely different. Stay with me. Food number 17, spinach. Okay, most owners won't go near this one because of something they heard and never questioned. You've probably been told spinach is dangerous for dogs. That warning spread fast and wide, and most owners wrote it off without ever looking at the actual science. Here's what the research actually says. Spinach contains iron, folate, vitamin K, and vitamin C, nutrients that directly support blood health, bone density, and immune function. For dogs dealing with anemia, low energy, or a weakened immune system, it's genuinely valuable. Yes, spinach contains oxalic acid. In massive quantities, that affects kidney function, but research from UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine confirms the amount required to cause harm is so enormous that normal feeding portions pose zero practical risk. 1 to 2 teaspoons of steamed spinach mixed into food 3 times a week. Steaming reduces oxalic acid by around 30% and improves nutrient absorption simultaneously. Small amount. Real benefit, no risk. Food number 18, parsley. This one is incredibly practical, and almost nobody uses it, which makes it one of the easiest wins on this entire list. Fresh parsley, flat leaf or curly specifically, not spring parsley, which is a different plant entirely and should be avoided, delivers 2 completely distinct benefits. The first is breath. Parsley contains chlorophyll and natural antimicrobial compounds that neutralize the bacteria causing bad breath in your dog's mouth, not masking it, eliminating it at the source. A teaspoon chopped into their food daily produces a noticeable difference within a week. The second is kidney support. Parsley is a natural diuretic that gently stimulates urine flow and helps the body flush toxins more efficiently. For dogs prone to urinary issues or early kidney concerns, a teaspoon of parsley for small dogs a tablespoon for larger breeds. Chopped fresh into food. Cheap. Simple. And solving two problems simultaneously. Food number 19. Coconut water. Plain coconut water. No added sugar. No flavoring. Is one of the most complete natural hydration solutions available for dogs, and most owners have never considered it. It contains potassium, magnesium, calcium, sodium, and phosphorus, the 5 core electrolytes needed for fluid balance, muscle function, and organ performance. A clinical review from the American Holistic Veterinary Medical Association highlighted coconut water as one of the most effective natural rehydration solutions for dogs, comparable in many situations to fluids used in veterinary clinics. For sick dogs refusing to drink, for dogs recovering from vomiting or diarrhea teetering on dehydration, for elderly dogs whose kidneys struggle with fluid regulation. This works when plain water simply isn't enough. 2 to 4 tablespoons mixed into water or poured over food. Serve at room temperature for sick dogs. Absorbs faster than cold. Keep a can in your pantry before you ever need it. You won't want to be making a grocery run at that moment. Food number 20. Watermelon. And we're saving this one for last, because it's the one most owners think of as just a warm weather treat. And it is that, but it's also quietly doing something much more significant every time you give it. Watermelon is 92% water, making it one of the most hydrating foods that physically exists. And it's not just the volume of water. The natural sugars and electrolytes in watermelon help the body actually absorb and retain that hydration far more effectively than plain water alone. On hot days or after intense physical activity, that difference matters more than people realize. It also contains lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that actively supports cardiovascular health and has been studied for its ability to reduce oxidative cellular damage over time. Plus, vitamins A, B6, and C, all working quietly in the background every time your dog takes a bite. 2 things to always do before serving it. Remove the rind completely. It can cause digestive upset. And remove all seeds. Seedless watermelon makes this easy. Then cut the flesh into small cubes. On a hot summer day, freeze those cubes first. Your dog will treat it like the best thing that's ever happened to them. And while they're completely convinced they're just having a treat, they're getting hydrated, getting antioxidants, and cooling down all at once. So, 20 foods, and I want to come back to Linda and Biscuit one more time before we close out. The food that got Biscuit running again. The one Linda already had in her cabinet the whole time she was spending hundreds at the vet. Turmeric, with a pinch of black pepper. That's it. 3 weeks. And a dog that had been limping for 3 months was back in the yard chasing birds. I'm not saying that to make vets look bad. Veterinary care is irreplaceable. But what goes into your dog's bowl every single day is also medicine. It just doesn't come with a prescription label. You don't need all 20 at once. Start with 2 or 3 that match what your dog is dealing with right now. Joint pain, turmeric, and sardines. Gut issues, Greek yogurt and pumpkin. Skin problems, oatmeal and eggs. Older dogs slowing down mentally. Blueberries and coconut oil. Bad breath, parsley. Hates the car, ginger. Pick your 2. Be consistent. And then come back here and tell me what changed. What's the one thing about your dog's health you've been trying to crack and just can't? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. The most interesting ones become entire videos on this channel. Your dog's situation might be exactly what thousands of other owners are searching for answers on right now. If this helped, share it with one person who has a dog. Just one. You might actually change that dog's life. And if you're not subscribed yet, we're called Fur, Better Fur Worse. We also tell real dog stories too, the kind that stay with you. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. You don't want to miss that one. I'll see you there.